It was a very tough decision, but I will say this, I'm a woman of faith, and I really believe that God moves me in different ways, and I always try to obey and follow his guidance. And it was actually the fall of 2023 where I started realizing, okay, I'm going to turn 65 in 2024. How much longer should I be here, kind of thing. So in January of 2024, I let my boss know that I was wanting to retire, but I said not until August of 2024. So I'm giving you like 8 months notice, okay? We're supposed to give at least 2 months. I gave 8 months, okay? And they were like, oh, we don't want you to leave, but we understand and all that. And then it got to be about April or May, and Vanessa was pregnant, and we knew she was going out in October. And also, Jen Coffey was getting married in June, and we knew she probably wanted to move on, and different things like that. And so they came to me in April or May area and said, is there any way we can extend this a little bit longer so that you don't leave in August? And I talked it over with my husband, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. We'll move it to March. That seemed so far away. And here we are. But the one thing I have to say too, so part of it was just my age, that I was turning 65, and I thought, okay, but then early in 2024, like I'm talking a couple of weeks after I had had that conversation with my boss, I lost a very dear friend who was 71. She was thin, played pickleball or tennis every day, way healthier than me. And she got sick with cancer, and she was gone in 8 weeks. And she had a grandbaby on the way and all this. And that was when I thought, you know what? None of us know how much time we have. And I've worked 38 years, and I have 4 grandkids, and I don't want to regret, missing out on their lives because I spent another year or two working. And so I just thought, no, it's time, for me to go. Plus, I will tell you this, Mike. I always said to myself, I will never leave my team until I feel like my team is strong and cohesive and just a great team of hosts. And it is right now. And that's why I feel like I can walk away and not feel like, oh, I'm leaving them in the lurch or anything like that. I feel like I've given so much, and it's time to pass the baton. I think one of the things that I'll be honest with you, Mike, there are some things planned that I have no idea about, and that's what scares me because I don't like a lot of surprises, but I'm sure there'll be good surprises. However, I went to the person who's planning that show and said, here are some of the people that I want there. And so, like, for instance, I want Valerie Parr-Hill to be there. She and I are close friends. I love her products. I have her products in my home all over the place. And so I said, I want Valerie there. And so then Valerie showed me some things, different products and such that she could bring on. And I chose one. So I know that there are things in that Friday night show that are all things that I wouldn't say every single thing was something I chose, but at least that person was someone I chose. And then from there, we chose the best product for the show. And so, but it will all be products that, I'm familiar with, that I like the brand, I like the person who is the guest, and so that I would be surrounded by people I love. And it's interesting because they asked me, do you want a live studio audience? And first of all, I wanted to say yes, because I love our customer and I love meeting our customer. But then I started thinking about how I may just have a meltdown that night, an emotional breakdown. And I thought, I don't want to do that in front of an audience. So anyway, I said, no, let's not.